Imagine taking creatine because it's said to be excellent at maximizing muscle gains and strength, only for you to not see or feel any difference in your body.
Jesus, am I fat?
Have you ever thought that you might be using it the wrong way? Creatine has been extensively studied regarding its positive effects on muscular strength, size, and body composition. That said, just taking creatine won't automatically lead to good results. Certain things like consuming too much caffeine may be the very reason your creatine supplementation isn't working as it should. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, you're not drinking enough water. Creatine supplementation isn't without some water weight. In fact, many people gain around 2 to 4 pounds from water retention in their first week. But don't worry, water weight is actually a good indication that creatine is working. Creatine works by pulling more water into the muscles, resulting in bigger and fuller muscles. Through water, your muscles stay hydrated, which is vital to continue fueling your body during workouts and throughout the day. Therefore, you must ensure that your body gets a surplus of water when you're on creatine. I recommend consuming 3 to 4 liters of water each day. Number 2, you're doing the wrong kind of workouts. Creatine is best known for enhancing fitness performance. As such, endurance training or cardio are unlikely to result in any benefits. 3 systems oversee the energy production of the body in the form of ATP. The primary system that operates during creatine is most effective for enhancing performance. In short, intense activities like weightlifting and sprinting lasting about 10 to 15 seconds. For this, the body primarily relies on the ATP PCR system, where creatine phosphate helps produce ATP rapidly. However, this system has a limited supply, so creatine phosphate only provides energy for those brief moments, with stores taking 3 to 5 minutes to replenish. The body naturally produces creatine, but around 2 grams are lost daily, making diet and supplementation helpful for maintaining higher levels. Taking creatine boosts creatine phosphate stores, allowing for a few extra reps or slightly longer effort before fatigue sets in. Creatine works best for resistance training with 3 to 12 reps or anaerobic exercises with intervals of 10 to 15 seconds, where its benefits can be fully utilized. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Number 3, you're not sticking to just one form of creatine. Creatine is popular among bodybuilders, athletes, and regular gym goers, and for good reason. But with so many forms of creatine available, it can be quite confusing to pick out which one to use. There's creatine nitrate or creatine HCl that some brands claim to not cause bloating. There's also creatine monohydrate, which has been tried and tested by many. Now, which one should you choose, or is it more beneficial to use 2 or more forms? The short answer is to just pick one. Don't do both simultaneously. Otherwise, you're likely to consume insufficient dosages, causing you to miss out on its benefits. Most professionals recommend starting with creatine monohydrate, which is supported by a number of studies. Regardless of the variation, always ensure that you're taking it consistently and at the correct dosages. Be patient and give it enough time to show its magic. Number 4, you expect creatine to be a miracle worker. Creatine is a reliable supplement. However, it's far from being a miracle worker. You can't expect to gain strength or size if you're not putting in the effort. Expecting instant and significant results just because you started taking creatine will only lead you to disappointment. The truth is, creatine stores can take up to 30 days to full saturate your muscle cells if you don't do a loading phase. From there, you'll notice a gradual boost in your training performance, translating to extra reps and sets, ultimately increasing your overall training volume. Over time, all of those will help you improve your strength, body composition, and training performance. By the way, if you're wondering if you should be mixing creatine with your protein shakes, I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But next, number 5, thinking creatine pre-workout is enough. With all of the positive research supporting the use of creatine, it's now being added to other products such as pre-workouts. However, relying only on those pre-workout creatines won't give you enough. In reality, a lot of pre-workout brands underdose creatine. Most pre-workout brands only gives you 1 to 2 grams of creatine. That alone is hardly enough to feel any difference in your body, since the recommended dose is 5 grams. So instead, buy a tub of creatine. It's economical, not to mention unflavored, allowing you to easily mix it with any drink. You then have 2 options. Option 1, take 20 grams of creatine a day, divide it into 4 equal doses over 5 to 7 days, after which follow a maintenance phase of 5 grams daily. This is the quickest way to top off creatine stores, taking only about a week. There's a catch though, it may cause a little bloating due to the increased water intake. Option 2 takes longer to get maximum creatine stores. The good news is that there's a slimmer chance of weight gain or bloating. You just need to take 5 grams of creatine daily. Number 6, you're drinking too much caffeine. Too much caffeine is a quick way of hindering your body from getting optimal creatine absorption. Caffeine is a natural diuretic that can cause dehydration. When your body detects caffeine, it signals your pituitary gland to inhibit the secretion of vasopressin, also known as antidiuretic hormone or ADH. As a result, the kidneys absorb less water and more water is expelled through urination. I'm not saying to stop drinking coffee because your average cup of coffee isn't strong enough to dehydrate, but what can interfere with creatine supplementation is when you consume caffeine in other ways, such as through caffeine supplements. Now, since you've reached this part of the video, let me answer some common questions about creatine supplementation. Question 1. Can you mix creatine with protein? Creatine and protein have an excellent synergy. Creatine is primarily used to enhance performance in high-intensity, short-duration exercises, while protein is vital for muscle growth and recovery. So when should they be taken then? You have 2 options. First off, you can take them together. Taking creatine with protein can be beneficial, especially if you have a varied and balanced diet and are engaged in regular, intense physical activity. Or option 2 is to take them at different times to maximize their respective absorption. For instance, you can take creatine before training to boost your performance and then protein post-workout to boost recovery. Question 2. Will creatine cause problems with your kidneys? One of the best things about creatine is it's one of the most researched sports supplements out there. It's why many health experts and trainers support the use of creatine. Plus, there's no published literature to suggest it's unsafe. Reports of kidney damage, muscle cramps, and diarrhea were all anecdotal. Nevertheless, to be safe, use creatine only if you're healthy and have no kidney problems. Remember, it's your kidneys that do the heavy work to excrete creatinine, a breakdown product of creatine. Question 3. Do I need to take creatine? Technically speaking, you don't need to supplement with creatine. Just as our bodies produce creatine, the chemical is also naturally found in various foods such as red meats and fish. However, to ensure you muscles are fully saturated with creatine to get the most from your workouts, it is recommended to supplement with creatine. Drop a comment with any other questions you may have on creatine and I will reply to you. Please like and subscribe and I will see you in the next video.